UFC Vegas, Jan taking on Marab Davistali. And let's just give him a round of applause. Total, total and utter domination and annihilation. 5 rounds to Marab. Absolutely one of his best performances to date. Landed 202 strikes, output of 401. 147 significant strikes versus 338 thrown. 49 damn takedowns uh attempted. 11. Now there's a whether it's 11 or was it 12? That's the question. No submission attempts, no knockdowns. Jan, who everyone was saying was unbeatable, etc., etc. They had that little, the champ, Aljamain, had the two fight spats. You know, Sean O'Malley got a very, very, very lucky win, and his confidence levels have got to be at an all-time low. He won against Sean O'Malley. The judges are on some crazy stuff. I don't know, but he's a very good fighter. His confidence is totally dented. He's got to be thinking, what on earth have I got to do? Have I literally got to take people out like I was doing in my early part of my career in the UFC when I wasn't facing such top tier competitors? Total strikes for Jan, 155 thrown, 87 landed. Significant strikes, 143, 75 landed. Takedowns, 5 attempts, 1 takedown. It was a shutout, a total shutout. Now here's where the confusion and chaos, loyalty, friendship, training partners, and all that comes into it. Because for years now, they both have said, look, I'm not going to fight Aljo, and Aljo said, I'm not fighting Merab if and when it comes to it. And that's exactly where we are positioned right now. Merab 16 and 4. PT on is 16 and 5 now. Aljo will be taking on the cringe master, Triple C, Henry Cejudo. We've got Sean O'Malley, in essence, now as the number one contender, waiting for the outcome of that said battle. And trustly indeed, Jamaica will reign and retain the championship at bantamweight. He will then dispatch of Sean O'Malley, and in the meantime, I think Marab may want to keep himself busy and then take on the winner of Chito Vera and Corey Sanhagen. Chito Vera, I think, is a definitely a more dangerous fight for Marab, and indeed Mr. Sterling, Champ Life. But anything can happen in MMA. Anything can happen. It can happen, and this is what keeps this so interesting. We've got some real top contenders at the moment, jostling around. Marab's kind of and Aljo are kind of messing it up. It would actually be good to see them two go for it. I think Marab's pace is, like they talk about weaponizing cardio, like they was talking about Colby Covington for a portion of time. He's weaponized that there because he was a skull. Marab the Machine Taratis. Young gentleman, fearless, full of life. Seems like a real nice dude as well. Real nice dude. Comes from a very rugged terrained place in Georgia. Proud of his country, as everyone should be. Someone in the comments, please tell me enough. What's this flag stuff about, man? Why can no one show flags anymore and all this crazy stuff? It's mad. But we got ourselves in one of the most stacked divisions, the bantamweight division, across many promotions. Bantamweights are becoming like the show kind of division now. Before it was heavyweights, lightweight had their time, middleweights, even welterweights had their period as well. But bantamweights are killing it at the moment. Absolutely killing it. Okay, so we will go on to the co-main event. Alexander Volkov taking on Alexander. The Battle of the Alexanders. Romanov, 16 and 2. Alexander clearly with almost quadrupled amount of experience, 36 and 10. Scored a first round TKO, 2 minutes and 16 minutes in. Alexander came in, Romanov, this is used last names. Romanov came in hella overweight and just said, yo, I mean, I don't even know whether this was like a last minute thing or what. I ain't got a clue. But he just said, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to empty the gas tank, try and take my ute out. If I can't, dance is done. And indeed it was in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Nikita Krylov, catch weight bout, 200 and what, 15 pounds or something like that. 30 and 9 took on Superman Ryan Spann, 21 and 8. And I'm disappointed, Ryan. First round submission, 3 minutes and 38 seconds in. Um, he was almost fighting like Flidia. He wanted to, I ain't getting paid by the hour thing. I just want to bust my youth's head and get the hell out of here. And Nikita's tough, man. Very resilient, well-rounded. Sunk that kind of bulldog type choking initially, schooling him, and then dance done, tapped out. Now, as a fighter, here's the question. Here's the question, because no one's really talking about this. They have spoke about it before, but what are we tapping or are we going to sleep? Because in essence, I mean, and also sometimes you don't even have the time or the opportunity to be able to say, yeah, consciously, I'm going to tap because I don't want to go unconscious. Sometimes it's that quick, but he tapped pretty quick. Ryan, he'll be back. Lots of ability and capabilities there. I just think the mental and just, I mean, he's very experienced as well, 21 and 8. He can get there. He can get there. Silly mistake. Bantamweight, unfortunately, someone's O, which was Said Nagomedov, lost. He didn't yeah, he lost just a decision victory against Jonathan Mart Martinez or whatever. 17 and 3, undefeated, I should say, within the UFC. 18 and 4, Jonathan. It was a very good back and forth. It looks like Saeed, I think he broke his nose or had nose damage. His cardio was most definitely affected. It's very flashy, not very heavy wrestling. He's taekwondo, his striking style. Don't really enjoyed that back and forth. Pity he didn't win. I haven't watched it again, so I can't fully, I didn't necessarily think it was a robbery, but I didn't score it for Jonathan. I think he did a lot, and I think it was close. I think it should have been a split decision, but yeah, it was entertaining. It definitely was entertaining. Where else we going? Where else are we going? Uh, Rafael Asanso and what's his name? The British youth. Oh my God, I can't even flip here now. What on earth is his name again? I can see his face. Davy or something. Mayu. He's always having exciting fights. Not necessarily the most exciting fight because he was losing the majority. He would losing the whole fight. Possibly got the first and pulled off a spinning back fist into an inverted triangle, and lights were out for the veteran. 28 and 10, retired. Um, he's been in there with the best. Two retirements over the weekend: Benson Henderson and Rafael Assunção. Assunção wasn't able to get a UFC strap, but he fought the who's who of the bantamweight division. You know, riding off into the sunset, without a vicious KO or anything, always good. Maybe he can start coaching and stuff and parlay his name within the UFC into some other bits and pieces. So, you know, Davy Grant, that's it. That's the one. Davy, how can I forget, man? He seems like a real nice guy as well, man. Real nice guy. Congratulations on your comeback victory. And was there anything else that really jumped out for me? Dun, 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 dun. I don't think so. It was a pretty good event. Oh, Ariana Lipski, she finally got one back, man. She got one back. Decision, 3 rounds. JJ Aldridge, she was getting battered. Poor forehead and her head was just getting pounded on. And Rihanna Lipski, who they say was been training with the Lioness, Miss Nunes. And she got a bit of a revitalization. She looked good, man. She looked real good. She needs maturing now, 15 and 8. JJ Aldridge is 11 and 6. But yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. Flyweight, Tyson Nam was putting it on Bruno Silva, putting it on him. And but Bruno was still in it, man. Very massive height difference. He's very short for flyweight, or Tyson's very tall. I think it's the Tyson Nam being very tall for that division. 21 and 13 and 1. Bruno Silva 13, 5, 2 and 1 no contest. So pretty even in regards to the experience to a point, but clearly Tyson Nam, as we saw, was doing his damn thing and got caught in a submission. Woo! Bruno Silva brought it back from the depths of defeat. Congratulations. I will say overall, it was a pretty decent card. Pretty decent, especially because it was in that virgin place rather than the boring Apex Center. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why on earth did they change it from being in an Apex event to opening it up to a bit more of a bigger event, even still quite small, venue-wise? And I discovered the reason is because they were doing some power slap folly. Now, it's a kind of a win-win, I guess, for the fans, and I guess it's a win-win for Dana White, because at least we had more fans there, and the atmosphere was we could, rather than just a couple, and I don't even know how many people, 100 people in the Apex. I don't know. You don't really hear nothing. At least you got to hear it, there was people and stuff. It was a lot better atmosphere. That was talking about it on the commenting booth. So that was good. I just think it's a bit of a disrespect. More than a bit of a disrespect. This stupid slapper fighting is taking precedent over what brought Dana White come to the dance, i.e., give him his notoriety and his success and fame. He just says, you know what, look, I'm pushing my new product now, my new baby. In 30 years' time, I want this power slap league to be, well, not on par, because I don't think he will ever get to that status, ever. But, he's got an idea that he wants it to be at the stage, maybe, you know what I'm trying to say. But that's what it be like. That's what it be like. We're going to score this. UFC Fight Night Jan versus Devasali, whatever. I always, yeah, you know me and names. I'm gonna go for a 7.5. I'm gonna go for a 7.5. Good events, very good events.